Like Eminem was like,
He's go- How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I'm Eric, here with Mom once again.
hey,
In case you couldn't tell, it is still March. I'm wearing all green. You're not colored out. What happened?
Oh, I didn't get the memo.
She didn't get the memo. There wasn't really a memo. But like I said, we're continuing with the month of March, our reactions here, checking out my favorite beats by Timbaland. So far, we've heard Jay-Z, which somehow that was the first time we heard Jay-Z on the channel. I don't know how that happened. But we also checked out LL Cool J, and then do you remember the other one? North Carolina, born and raised up. Petey Pablo was the other that we've heard. So we've got a couple more of those to go. Checking out Ludacris today. Second time hearing Ludacris on the channel, and this one is Rollout, aka My Business, or also known as My Business. Title sound familiar at all?
No.
I think if you know this one, it would be like more recent because this has been in some kind of commercial recently. I just don't remember what it's for. I want to say it's like a credit card commercial, but they use some of the chorus, so you might know it from that. But this one's from 2001.
Okay.
This is the first time we heard Ludacris, it was from his first album. This is the second time we're hearing him. This is from his second album. And this was, I believe, the second single off of that album. But this is a really, like, silly, kind of funny song. Like, there's not, like, a message or anything really behind it. He's just kind of showing off his different rhyme schemes. Do you remember the first one that we heard from him?
I don't.
It was Southern Hospitality. It was a Neptune song. Throw them bows.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I played a little, you remember that part?
Yeah, I
okay.
remember that part.
Yeah, that was Pharrell doing that. But this is him working with another
Okay.
big producer, and after this, he would work with him like a couple more times, anyways. But again, this one is Rollout from 2001. Very silly one, so we'll see how you feel about it. And that typical trademark hard Timbaland bass hit. This is the part that's in the commercial. I think it's a credit card commercial. I don't know if it's like Capital One or something. Tons of synths in the background. I can almost picture Kendrick just doing it like really because it's like like freaking out. I'll show you out.
Now where'd you get that platinum chain with them diamonds in it? Where'd you get that matching Benz with them windows tinted? Who them girls you be with when you be riding through? Man, I ain't got nothing to prove. I paid my dues, breaking the rules and shake fools while I'm taking it. Tell me who's your weed man and how do you smoke so good? You's a superstar, boy. Why you still up in the hood? What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? A couple of cans of whoop ass. You did a good ass job of just eyeing me, spying me. I got my
He's like switches it up from like his verses. It's weird. Very Atlanta flavor. Well, we can stop that, and we're going to stop it right there. So early on, how do you feel about this one so far?
Well, at least he's saying the words slow enough that you can actually hear.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Eminem was like.
You see what I
can't
mean
keep
in
up,
his
but-
verses where he's almost like if you separate it, like each 8 bars that he's doing 4 in one style and then 4 in another. He's like,
Oh, I didn't notice
what
that.
in the world is in that room? What you got in that room? And then he's like, and he just speeds it up. So it's kind of like Eminem-ish
Hard,
in a
yeah.
little bit of a way. Now that I've mentioned that, you'll probably pick it up
Yeah.
here in this next part. But it's not really like it's certainly not like a dance song, and it's certainly not like a
Right.
chill song. It's kind of like an in between, but it's just kind of a fun, not like silly, but just him kind of like showing off his like that he can have different
Right.
styles basically, because
Mhm.
like the first one that we heard, it was all kind of one style. It was like Cadillac grills, Cadillac mules,
Yeah,
check
yeah,
out the
yeah.
old my Cadillac
Mhm.
spit. He was just
Yeah,
kind of all the same, but now he's kind of like just basically showing his range here. So now that I mentioned that, we'll see if you pick it up here.
Well, I did in the first part. There was like one or two sentences that I knew that I liked, and then it changed.
Yeah, so he's
wasn't paying
switching
attention
up
to
his
that yet.
scheme, but you'll pick it up. So like the first 4 lines of these next bars that he does, he'll do it in one way, and then he's gonna speed it up again for the second half.
Okay.
Don't come out until next year. Where in the fuck did you get it? That's 80,000 bucks gone. Where in the fuck did you spend it? You must have eyes on your back, cause you got money to the ceiling. And the bigger the cap, the bigger the feeling, the better I'm feeling. The more that I'm chilling, willing, drilling, and killing. Who's that bucket naked cook?
Yeah, he
Fixing
speeds up a
3-course
lot.
meal. Getting goosebumps when a body taps the 6-inch heels. What in the world is in that room? What you got in that room? A couple of gas,
like
a couple of knives,
emphasizes
couple of
things,
rats, a
too.
couple of wives. Now it's time to choose.
I always liked his voice. He's got like kind of a deep voice with emphasizes certain words. But he's also not like really talking about anything in this song. It's just definitely just like more what I would call simple.
Are you custom made, custom paid, or you just custom
You know, it's
fitted?
called
PlayStation 2 up in the ride. Is that Lorenzo
PS2.
Kid? Is that your wife, your girlfriend, or just your main bitch? You take a pic while I'm rubbing the hips, touch the lips to the top of the dick, and then and tell me who's your housekeeper and what you keep in your house. What about diamonds and gold? Is that what you keep in your mouth? What in the world is in that case? What you got in that case? Get up out my face, you couldn't relate. Wait to take place at a similar pace, so shake, shake. I got my twin Glock on it. Got back, me and my homie. So drop that, rolling on 20 with the top back. So much money, you can't stop that. Twin Glock 40, got back, me and my homie.
He like dropped out the six there and then went back and they dropped him out again. All right, we'll pause there, but it's really funny him bringing up the PlayStation 2 line. So there's somebody that was in our fantasy league this year who was like a friend of a friend, and she's I think a school teacher or something. I don't know, I might be misremembering all of this, but I saw somebody talking about how her students like once asked her like, "Have you ever seen a PlayStation 2 in real life before?"
Oh my God.
And then the other funny thing they do is they make fun of her for being born in the 1900s because they're all
Oh.
born after
my
2000.
God.
Isn't that funny to think about? That was what the PlayStation 2 line made me think of that.
And how exciting it was when the Atari 2600 came out.
I don't, because I
And
wasn't.
then it popped up, and then like 2 years later, it was a 7800. Oh my God, that was.
Yeah, I know
big.
how exciting it was with
That's
like
why our thumbs are all
N64
big.
and PlayStation 1.
You had one button, and it was a joystick with a button on the
You
top.
just played Pong like, dude,
doing, doing, doing. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah, that was so
Dude.
annoying.
dude.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 line made me think of that. But now that I talked about him changing the style in each thing, did you pick up on it there? Like he
Yeah.
was kind of had like a certain scheme, and then it was blah, 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 and then he
Yeah.
speeds it up here.
Yeah.
So another part that if you've ever heard this before, it would be this part. This is kind of like a bridge into the outro, which is a little bit, I don't know if I'm explaining that right in correct musical terms, but you'll see what I mean here. But this is a pretty catchy part that a lot of people remember too.
My business, my business.
The way he
Say
says
the
it.
fuck about my business. Cause these niggas all up in my shit and it's my business, my business. Say the fuck about my business. Cause it's mine, oh mine. My business, my business. Say
I'm
the
surprised you've
fuck
never heard
about
anybody
my
say that before. My business.
Niggas all up in my shit and it's my business, my business.
I think so many people have
Say
said
the
my
fuck
business
about my
that they forgot that like
Cause
this
it's
is pretty
mine,
much
oh
the,
mine.
one of like the
Ludacris,
rare Timbaland beats where you don't hear him like
disturbing
doing any ad-libs or anything in the background either. So you like would have probably never known that that was a Timbaland song if I hadn't like told you. Like a lot of people wouldn't even a lot of people wouldn't have even known that that's a Timbaland song because most
Right.
Timbaland produced beats, he's doing like ad libs or like on a lot of the Justin Timberlake stuff, he's
Yeah, I
doing
like
like
this stuff.
beatboxes like,
Mm-hmm.
and he like just adds it in with the beats. But
Right.
that was "Roll Out My Biznass" by Ludacris.
Biznass.
What did you think about that one?
I wouldn't seek it out, but I didn't hate it either.
Do you think you liked that one better than the first Ludacris one, or do you not remember the first Ludacris one well enough to be able to compare?
Probably not well enough. But
Yeah. The first one was kind of more dancey, but it was kind of more, I guess, gangster dancey.
Gangster dancey?
Gangster dancey. I don't know if
Okay,
that's a
did we
thing,
bob
but
our heads?
if that makes more sense. But yeah, it's just kind of a fun song. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's not like a dance song. It's kind of like, I guess you could call it more of like kind of a driving song. It's like roll out, roll out. But yeah, that's off of his second album. His second album was a pretty big hit, Word of Mouf with an F. That kind of gives you an idea. Yeah, that's
Okay.
how he spelled it. That kind of gives you an idea of the kind of
Okay, but I'm definitely
character
gonna be
that
singing this
Ludacris
whenever.
was. Well, we'll keep that in mind. So everybody that works with her, if you're watching this, that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you know, but not too bad there. We are keeping the Timbaland fun going with a couple more before next month when we hit up some more channel favorites and stuff. So stick around for a couple more Timbaland beats. We have my all-time favorite one coming up for our next reaction, which is going to be I saved it for my birthday. So
Ooh,
that's I don't
okay.
know how you'll feel about it. We'll see, but it's my favorite Timbaland produced beat of all time. If you guys want to find out which one that is, make sure you come on back. But of course, before we get there, make sure you like and subscribe if you have not yet. But for Mom, my name's Eric again, and we'll see you real soon.